When you find yourself watching a show, a movie, or playing a game, that sole intention is to scare you. The fear can come from numerous different places. It can come from the visuals of the show. You might see something that you don't like, something strange or unusual. It might come from the themes of the show. It might be like body horror. Something that doesn't get the credit that it probably deserves is the music. The sounds in which you're hearing when you're watching these or playing these horror experiences. A lot of trial and error and a lot of work over the years has gone into making music and sound scary, but it got me thinking, it got me wondering, should I say, what is it that makes music scary? What is it that sends the chills down your spine? And the title of the video that you can probably see down below, what makes music creepy? The first thing I want to look into is playing with your expectations. Now, you think about being scared, you've probably watched a horror movie before or played a horror game, and you all know that classic jump scare where you're sort of sitting there, it goes quiet, or a certain tune starts to play and you think to yourself, oh my god, something's coming, and you're sitting there and the tension runs through your body just for it to either be no jump scare or the jump scare gets delayed, the music starts playing again and you're like, oh, no monster I guess, then bam, it jumps out at you. But in order for this to work, there has to be the reverse side of it. There has to be expectation in the first place. For example, if you ever played Left 4 Dead, there's a very certain jingle I'll probably play for you right now. Now when this plays, you know that the witch is somewhere nearby and she's probably crying. You're probably going to hear that sound of and that's expectation. That builds up that horror of you know what's coming. But imagine if you heard that sound but there was no witch in sight. There was nothing. That's the idea of playing with somebody's expectations when it comes to creepy or horror music. There's also a part of the human brain which really fascinates me. And it's the part of the human brain which determines what's strange and what's not strange. What do we see that makes our bodies go whoa? And what do we see that makes our bodies go yay? One of my favourite examples is spiders. Spiders in general, they're so far from human that our brain just doesn't know what to think of them. Some people don't mind spiders, but me personally, I'm terrified of them. I know a lot of people are terrified of them. It's the way they scuttle, the way they move, it's so strange and bizarre. And if you look at horror in general, there's a lot of visuals of this. Something moving really weird, cracking its back and crawling on its back, like The Exorcist when she comes down the stairs. But it also works in terms of music. Sometimes you can hear something that's strange and unfamiliar, and straight away you'll just stop and think, oh my god, what's that? Sometimes something unusual can play and it can make you sort of feel weird and strange and freaky. And some of the people who made music purposely did things like attaching paper clips to the guitars or tying strings to piano keys so when they press them they sound a bit off and weird, and they'd make music this way. Your eyes and your ears are the only things you can trust because they're the only things that are processing information that what you can see and hear. So if someone starts to sound weird, your brain's going to start assuming weird. Even if your eyes can't see weird, your ears can hear it, and they're just as powerful as your eyes. Just because you can't see something doesn't mean it has an effect. You might hear, for example, like a baby cry in the night. You can't see anything, but that's going to shoot up your spine and be like, what is that and why is there a baby crying in the night? It's the exact same with horror music or creepy music in general. There are strange sounds and off-putting sounds put into music to make you go, nah, fuck that, I ain't dealing with that. I think a good example that I like for sort of strange sound and music or just weird sounds is, you've probably heard that Instagram reel where it's like, this isn't angels singing, slow it down 3 times. If you haven't, then give this a listen. Now this always made me feel a bit uncomfortable and a bit weird just because it sounds so bizarre and strange, and I think there's a lot of music out there that does that, but let's see what else we can work out. Pitch is important, how loud or quiet something is, and it's the same with fear and happiness. If someone's happy, they tend to keep a high pitch. If they're scared, they also keep a high pitch. Relaxed pitch is sort of slow and droning to show that you don't really care, you know, you're sort of relaxed. And even when I listen to my own videos back, or when I'm scared in a video, or I'm a bit panicked, or even excited, I can hear my own voice start to do this. Like I get really excited and really loud because I'm excited or I'm scared, and I'm trying to process information really fast, to speak fast. That's just a part of the human brain that does that. It just happens. You get excited, your blood pressure rises, your heart starts to beat faster. It's the exact same as being scared. Obviously, if you haven't already figured it out, they realise this when they're making horror music as well, because they use pitch to sort of work your brain out. If you can hear something slow and droning, you know to be relaxed, but then you might hear like a in the music, and that makes your body go, whoa, what's that? High-pitched sounds, screeches, squeals, anything like the scrape of a violin will send shock waves through your ears to your brain saying, that's really loud, why is that really loud? And our brain automatically associates it's something to do with happiness or fear. Are we excited or are we scared? And you know you're not excited because there's something visually aiding the fear, so you know you're scared. Your brain goes, no, fear, don't like it. And just like that, whoever made or composed this music has won. They've used pitch to screw your brain over. Congratulations. I think you can all remember this really famous piece of horror music. It goes something like this. Dun 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 dun. It's Jaws. Everyone knows the little jingle to Jaws, and it is horrifying. It's scary. It's the build-up of knowing you hear that, you know there's a big shark coming that's going to eat your guy. It's going to eat your main character. There is a massive shark with human bloodlust coming to kill somebody, and that is how they use rhythm to scare people. The idea of something building up from really slow to start getting faster, and it's coming, it's getting here, it's gonna get you, it's coming, run, oh my god, like and subscribe. Have you ever found yourself in a situation where you're sort of like doing something, say you're in work, I've had this situation happen, you're in work and you're serving a customer, and then another customer's like, can you serve me? Yeah. Next thing you know, you're trying to deal with like 3 or 4 customers at once, and you start to feel a bit panicked because there's so much going on. There's a lot coming at you. Your brain's trying to process a lot of information. Anything that's really fast-paced causes stress. It causes the body to try and process it, but it's too fast for your body to process. You're trying to deal with 4, 5, 6 different things all coming at you at once. That makes your brain set into sort of a panic, which eventually leads to fear. Maybe not fear in terms of when you're in work, but if you listen to certain music, it sets like a really horrible adrenaline through your body, which is like, oh my god, I don't like this, I'm a bit scared. And it's not just fast and slow. You know, fast represents moving quickly. It could be a character running away from something, or something getting closer. Slow could represent, you know, a heart stopping to beat, or a character slowly dying. Weird, sort of unusual rhythm could represent this character isn't all there in the head and is actually quite unhinged. As I said earlier in the video, your eyes and your ears do the same job. So if you can hear something, if you can hear and see something, it's like a double whammy. Your brain takes that information in. So if you can see a guy's walking really strange and bizarre, walking towards the camera or towards the character, and then you can hear music that sounds kind of strange and bizarre, your brain just sort of puts the pieces together like a little jigsaw and says, yeah, this is weird and bizarre. And that's how your brain processes music as well as visuals. And that's how rhythm can scare you. So, what's the science behind it all? Why does your body process fear the way it does? Well, if you go to the back of your brain, not that you actually can, unless you're like a really good brain surgeon and don't manage to kill yourself doing it, there's a little almond-shaped part of your brain just at the back called the amygdala. Now, what's this little sucker for? This part of your brain is to process the information whether you should run, fight, or be scared. You know the old saying, fight or flight? Well, the amygdala is actually the part of your body which determines which situations we should do this in. There was actually a really cool test done in 2005 in Oxford University where they actually got a group of people together, some of which had had their amygdala removed due to medical reasons. These people all came in, were sat down, and were given different pieces of music to listen to, some of which were scary pieces of music, and the people with the amygdalas had their brains scanned, and the people who didn't also had their brains scanned. And what they found was the people with the amygdala showed that they were starting to get scared when listening to the same pieces of music, whereas the people who didn't have the amygdala didn't tell a difference. Their brains were the exact same listening to every single piece of music. No physical reaction was documented really, which I find really amazing. You can have one piece of your body removed, which removes fear. You aren't scared anymore. You're like RoboCop of the horror game YouTube universe. Imagine the views you're going to be raking in, being like, I played the scariest game in the world and didn't even react once. You can even get yourself like a little heartbeat monitor in the top left, which just says, nah, I ain't scared. I wish I had one of those. I'm a coward. I'm terrified. I'm everything. especially the tax man. But overall, I hope you learned something from watching this video, and I hope that you sort of understand your brain a little bit better now. And I hope your amygdala is saying to you, listen, don't get in the way of my work, because I know what I'm doing and I'm here to help you. Because that's what they are here for, really. The amygdala's in your brain to help us when we were sort of primates. When we needed to know when to run away from a certain monster and when not to run away. Not a monster, you know, like a tiger. If you see a tiger, you run, because you know that thing's going to win. That's all it's there for. And this is all I'm here for, to entertain you. I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Somewhere on the screen now should be like, you know, the next video to watch and the subscribe button. I'd appreciate if you clicked one or the other. I don't really mind, you don't have to. But I've been Gilloboijr Jr. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video and I hope you have a great day. Bless up. Catch you later.